Hello, welcome to TrueChi Health Talks. I'm your host, Dr. Therese Walsh Van Kuren, and your guide to health enhancement and repair. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on Facebook as Acupuncture with Dr. Therese Walsh Van Kuren and Instagram as @ThereseHerbs. I am at my Los Gatos office in the South San Francisco Bay Area, and you can visit me at TrueChi.com. That's TRUECHI.com. And there are lots of health resources there that can help you. Let's get started. This is Series 1, A Path to Healing, and this is Episode 2, Symptoms, Healing, and Prevention. This episode may be in 2 or more parts. So today we're discussing 3 questions. What is a symptom? What is healing? And what is prevention? So what is a symptom? If you've never thought about that before, this would be a very good moment to just take a deep breath and calm yourself and actually connect with some of the symptoms that you might be having right now. And ask yourself, hello, symptom, what is the message that you want me to learn from your expression? So a symptom is a message to you in the language of the body, and it communicates the status of a relationship between 2 organ systems or the status of the condition of an organ by itself. The body is trying to become fully understood through its symptom expressions. As a doctor of Chinese medicine and functional medicine, I need to hear all these symptoms in order to interpret what the body is trying to communicate and which organ systems are being affected. And so make sure that when you go and see a doctor of Chinese medicine or just any doctor, it's no matter what doctor you're seeing, you take a list of symptoms with you that are right in your day-to-day experience. That is going to be an incredibly helpful list for any doctor to be able to put in your chart. What is the body trying to say about the balance or imbalance of your health? And this communication is so critical that we don't silence it, but I'll get into that in just a second. Symptoms send messages that need to be interpreted into an action strategy. We call that strategy a treatment plan. Bringing in your list to your doctor is a helpful way of saying, I want to participate in my healing relationship with you. You have started a team with yourself and your doctor, and you can add team players to your health practitioner group. So like I was saying before, silencing the body. So if the symptom gets suppressed by, let's say, an over-the-counter medication, then your body will get the message that its communication needs to be louder and more urgent than the communication it sent before. So I'm trying to find a good example, but I think I'm going to use the lungs because I think it's fairly clear. If you have phlegm in the throat and you're constantly clearing your throat, then that is a sign that you have something that needs to be addressed in your body. And that is a very mild symptom. And if you take, let's say, a mucus dissolver like Mucinex, if you take that and then your throat clearing goes away, you will feel good because you're not clearing your throat anymore. But the body will feel like it hasn't been heard. So it's going to send another communication that's going to be a little bit stronger. Let's say this time it sends the message of a dry cough. So you maybe cough in the morning and cough at night before you go to bed. It's a dry cough. It doesn't seem to be very productive. It's irritating and annoying. Your throat is a little bit irritated or raw from coughing. So you take a cough medicine, an over-the-counter cough medicine, and that cough then goes away. And you feel better, like I don't have my cough anymore, but your body feels like it has once again been silenced. I like to think of a child when I use this analogy, because if your child comes to you and says, I have a sore throat or I have a cough, and you're like, go away, don't come back until you don't have a cough anymore. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want you to come into my space and tell me that you have a cough because I don't want to listen. So the child goes away, and presumably, if it's not addressed, the cough will get worse. With the body, when you suppress a symptom with an over-the-counter medication or any other kinds of medications, you tell the body that you don't want to listen. You don't want to hear what it has to say. So the body's like, uh-oh, I have to communicate more vehemently, more strongly. I have to send a stronger message. So after the suppression of the dry cough, maybe what happens is you start to get shortness of breath, wheezing, and difficulty breathing. So now you have maybe the extremely early stages of something like COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It's maybe not even that disease because it hasn't been occurring for long enough to like kind of take hold of the lungs themselves. But because the lungs don't feel that they're being heard, they start, sending more stronger and stronger messages. If the wheezing is suppressed, you might get asthma. And then you might start to get seasonal allergies with allergy symptoms, and so on and so forth. So that is just one example of what could happen if you do not address the milder symptoms, and then your body starts sending stronger symptoms, and then finally you end up with maybe an actual disease pattern like asthma or adult onset exercise asthma, or something where the body isn't fully engaged in a degenerative disease yet, but it's the beginning stages of that. So I hope that explains what a symptom is. It's a communication that the body is sending you. It's telling you that it needs to be heard, it needs to be acknowledged, it needs to be addressed in a way that is possible for you to make changes. And we'll get into that with the next question, what is healing? So for now, I'm going to pause, and I'm going to start part 2, what is healing, in the next